Hey there, it's Joe here, the cranky old gay guy. And today we're going to talk about opera, one opera in particular, La Traviata. I did go to see La Traviata last night, and in celebration of that, I have dressed up for this video. Yeah, sitting in the backyard, but naked, because it's so much more comfortable. And that's the way you should enjoy opera, is in the nude. So, last night, let me tell you, it took place in Peninsula Park, which is a big park in North Portland. And I got there half hour early, thinking, it wouldn't be that hard to find a spot. I mean, I spent 15 minutes looking for parking and then a half hour trying to find a place to sit. There were well over 1,000 people, all clustered together in a baseball field kind of thing. And then that rose garden, well, the park has a rose garden at one end, and there's a raised area with a pergola above the rose garden. And the chorus was in the pergola. And then north of the pergola, they had the orchestra all set up. And then they had the microphones out front for the two leads. And, well, a kind of lead that comes in and uses the same mic. And then a tenor and a bass and a soprano on the left who did other roles. And they all did multiple roles. I found, I've heard it before, so it sounded good. The orchestra was good. The vocals were great. The issue I took with it was that they weren't in costume. And since there was no backdrop and people were doing multiple roles, it was difficult to follow the story exact. I mean, there aren't subtitles or anything, and I don't speak Italian. And when you sing Italian in an opera way anyway, words are so stretched out, I wouldn't know what they were. So it was hard to follow. I mean, I got the gist of what was going on, but without them actually acting out the parts and seeing the background move and all of that, it was a lot more difficult to understand. Now, the irritation for me, which made me cranky, was not that there were so many people, because that's great. Everyone should come enjoy it, just like they do every other concert. I was sitting off on the right, well, stage left, so it'd be, if you're looking at the stage, it's to the right, I guess. I'm sitting off a ways, so I'm looking more at an angle. I don't get any straight-on shots. And to my right are a bunch of trees, big pine trees. And somewhere on the other side of that, there was a generator running. And it was loud, and it ran the entire time. And I don't know if that generator was to give power to the people doing the opera, because I can't imagine they would need it. They had 2 sound towers. They weren't real big. They weren't real loud. And by the way, this is the first time I will ever say at a concert that the volume wasn't loud enough. They should have cranked it, because it wasn't loud. If this had been a dance party, you'd never hear the generator because it would be so loud and deafening. This wasn't deafening, but it could have been increased in volume to help get rid of that generator sound. The park has power, I believe, so I don't know, again, why they needed this extra, if they're the ones running the generator, why they needed that extra power. They didn't have any lights going. The sound system was pretty small, so I don't know why they needed that. Maybe they had a tent over there where they, their little green room or something. I couldn't tell because they had it cordoned off that was staff only. You couldn't go back there. And I didn't bother to go out to the street and walk around to the Rose Garden just to check it out. So the irritation came from that. People who continually get up and walk in front of you. It's not a movie, but they still block the view. Parents who brought their kids, which is great. Kids should be exposed to culture, but you need to know how to wrangle your kids. And they were letting these kids, there was a grassy area in front of the performers. They were letting the kids run back and forth and giggle and laugh and right in front of them. And I mean, they're raised up like 4 feet. You can still see the performers, but it's distracting, not only to the audience, but to the performers, and the kids were making noise. And we're in a field, and the park is huge, so there's a lot of green space around it. Parents, in the future, if your kids want to get up and be rambunctious, take them to take them to a field. Don't let them do it in front of everybody, okay? Also, people brought food and wine and all that, which they do to every concert. But the people to my left were older, I think older than me. They were sitting just up to my left, behind me, and the guy yammered the entire time, and most of it was not about the opera. Oh, this is a really good thing to drink. Oh, that tastes delicious. Watch the show or leave. That's my attitude. There was a gay couple off to my left, sitting on a picnic blanket. It looks like they'd already finished dinner. They were quiet. That was nice. The couple right in front of me, I'm guessing that they're a couple, two ladies, and one of their moms, I think. She came in halfway and sat down not in front of me, but she did block the lady sitting next to me, who then had to move so she could see. And the lady had something in a cup. I'm guessing it's wine, because once she downed it, she had a thermos there that was laying on its side, and she said something about spilling it, and it didn't spill. I'm guessing she was there before me. Her chair was already there, and she was off getting food or something. But throughout the show, she and the woman in the middle kept leaning over and whispering and chatting, and I could hear them. Or the one in the middle was whispering to the other one. And again, why? You're here to see the show. You're not here to socialize. So if you're not going to, shut up and watch the show, get up and leave. And that goes for the lady off to my right who couldn't stay off her phone. Not the three ladies next to me. She was like 10 away. But she was on her phone. She was standing up, waving to somebody behind, maybe telling them where she's at. She could have easily walked 30 feet off. She would have been out of range of everybody. No one would have heard her. She could have led them back to her space. But did she? No. She had to be the center of attention. And she didn't give a crap about the people on stage that were singing. It was rude. Absolutely rude. Oh, and you're wondering why I wore this? I think I told you I dressed up for the opera. Yeah. What else can I say? Again, it was a free thing, so that's great. I don't think we needed Commissioner Dan Ryan up there giving a speech. He talks too much. Evidently, this is he's the purveyor of something in the parks, so that's why he was there. But again, he didn't need to speak as much as he did. He could have just said, "Hey, everybody, welcome," and then just get off stage and start the show. It was kind of windy. It was really warm, but there was some wind, and the singers had their music stands with their notes or their lyrics or whatever, and I noticed that they kept flipping back and forth because of the wind, and that was probably pretty distracting to them as well. As far as acting, the leads, the baritone and the soprano, in part of it, they actually did face each other and act off each other, and I liked that. And the soprano did the same when the tenor, the character who plays the father, came on. She did the same thing with him, acted off of him. And then when the father came back and it was just him and his son, the baritone, they acted off each other too. And I enjoyed that because then I knew what was actually going on. So you need to do more than that, even if it's just if this is a play, it would be a table read. This isn't. This is just singing with acting, but put some acting into it because, believe it or not, most of the people in the audience, I doubt, know Italian, and they certainly don't know operatic Italian. Any other gripes? Parking, that was an issue. I had to walk blocks and blocks to get there, and I feel sorry for the people that live around there who don't have driveways. When I drove around, I noticed a lot of the street parking was taken up by driveways, so they probably don't have to worry about it. I know in my neighborhood, there's maybe on my block, there's 2 driveways on my entire block on both sides, so everyone just has street parking. Up the other way, there's 2 or 3 driveways, and there are 8 homes per block are 8. Well, there are 8 homes per block, but some of those homes are divided into 2, so that adds more cars to the road. So here's a traffic nightmare, and on weekends, I live a block from a business district, which is restaurants and bars. So evenings and weekends, parking can be because I don't have off-street either. I have a garage, a tiny garage that you get into from the alley, but it is also a workshop and it's filled with stuff. And even if it wasn't, it's so narrow, it's difficult to get a car in and out comfortably. So I probably wouldn't use it as a garage. Back to the opera. Okay, I'm in North Portland. The sound quality, again, I thought the talent was there. They just needed to change something with the volume. It would be great if Dan Ryan, if he does have to speak, if he had given etiquette lessons maybe and told people to turn their phones off, maybe don't talk during a performance, clap only when it's over, don't shout across to people on the other side, pretend that you're in an actual theater. Would you do that if you were in a live theater in an opera house? I'm guessing you wouldn't because the patrons wouldn't let you. I think that is about it for La Traviata. I would encourage anyone who's interested in that or any live music when they have an opera in the park, but go early and be prepared to be disappointed if you think it's going to be a non-distracting time, because I was very distracted, not initially, but as it wore on, people got antsy, and that's when they started moving around. And you'll see also in the video, I'm going to show you little clips, if I'm probably cut him in already. But one of the girls in front of me, she had her head shaved up, and she just had this portion. It looked like it was braided really tight, but then it just kind of stuck up like someone had whacked off a ponytail or something. And that thing, she just kept moving around. So it's in almost all of my video. You'll get to see her little stub hair. That was distracting as well. I think that's about it. Sorry if I wasn't cranky enough in this video, and sorry if it's pointless, but it was something to talk about. And I know that you would have enjoyed being there just for the experience. So this is where I'm going to say, I was going to sing something, but I don't speak Italian, so I'm not going to. I will encourage you to stick with the channel, subscribe, hit like, hit the little icon that shows a bell so you'll know whenever I upload something. Tell all your friends. I'm very appreciative of everyone who's subscribed so far. I think I have 200 and some subscribers in 3 weeks, which I think is pretty good. Now, I'm comparing that, though, if I compare it to other gay channels, I might not have as much. There is someone called the Solo Gay Traveler, and it looks like he started posting the same day or this day or two before or after I did. He only has 11 videos, and he has over 5,000 subscribers. And his videos last anywhere from 4 to 11 minutes, and they consist of him, really built body, great face, kind of shaggy hair, stubble, and he's just walking around. He's in front of one of those custom Sprinter camper vans that cost $100,000, and he's got his dog that looks kind of ratty, but I think it's because the dog's always wet because they're always by water, and it shows him walking around in his tight little underwear, sometimes reaching down and pulling it out of his butt crack because it's ridden up. Or in one video, he's sitting at a table doing a painting, but when he stands up to show you the painting, he holds it right there so you're actually looking at his bulge. I'm telling you, the things that men subscribe to. And yeah, I did subscribe to his channel. So I'm one of those 5,000 plus subscribers. So I guess maybe I should just walk around in tight underwear. I don't know. But he's like 25, so there's going to be a bit of a body difference, if you know what I mean. All right, that's it for now. I'm going to take this thing off because, as I said in another video, I do not like anything around my neck. even if it's for the opera. Look at that. A bow tie you don't have to tie. Isn't that incredible? What will they think of next? Ciao for now, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.